Are you ready? Ooh! So I've been feeling nostalgic recently, and I've been thinking back to my childhood and the good times I had in front of the television. Where else? Outside. Never heard of her. I was lucky enough to have a TV that received Nickelodeon. I feel like not every TV did that. And I was able to watch some great shows. Some of them were Drake and Josh, iCarly, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, All the Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob. It was a great time. And my two favourite shows were Zoey 101 and Unfabulous. Two iconic Nickelodeon shows that changed my life for the better. And today I asked myself, which show was better? Which Nickelodeon young girl middle school storyline was the best? And so in this video I'm going to put them next to each other and decide. I've got categories and I'll say who the winner is in each category, and then we'll see who was better. Who did it best? Unfabulous is an American teen sitcom that aired on Nickelodeon. It was created by Sue Rose, a woman who also made Angela Anaconda and Pepper Ann, two shows I was obsessed with as a kid. So she's iconic. I don't know much about her, but she made some good content, man. Some great shows. Childhood worthy masterpieces. Unfabulous had its debut in 2004 and ended with the third season in 2007. And it follows the life of teenager Addie Singer, who goes to middle school, and she's just living her life unfabulously. So the trials and tribulations she and the people around her experience. And Addie Singer is played by Emma Roberts, who's now a star. On the other side, we have Zoey 101, also an American comedy drama created by Dan Schneider, who we will gloss over. Let's not talk about that man. And it aired in 2005 and went on till 2008. And it is about young Zoey Brooks, who enrolls into a Pacific Coast Academy, a fantastic boarding school in California that was formerly an all-boys school. But now the girls are here and it's gotta be poppin'. And it's just about Zoey and her group of friends going to this boarding school, having a great time, and like growing closer, building relationships, that kind of thing. So my first category is the intro. Both of these shows have pretty catchy intros. I'll sing them for you now. This beautiful vase my friends made is my microphone. So intro song number 1. Day after day is unfabulous and everyone around me is unbearable. I'm gonna be... Number 2, are you ready? Ooh, I know you see me standing here. Do I look good, my dear? Do I... Okay, they're both catchy, they're both fun, but I've got to say, the Zoey 101 intro is just iconic. It's stayed relevant. It's like, if someone says, are you ready? Everyone goes, ooh. And I have to be honest, the Unfabulous one, I had to research it to remember what it was. At the time, of course, it was very important to me, but I'd kind of forgotten it over the years. But I did not forget Zoey. So 1 point for Zoey 101 with the intro song. The next category is main character. And here we have Addie Singer versus Zoey Brooks. In Unfabulous, we get to know Addie Singer. Addie's the kind of classic main character of like a teen show. She's quirky, she's clumsy, she's very kind of likable, insecure, she has her flaws. She's very creative actually. She plays guitar, she sings songs about her life, like when she experiences things. She writes them down into a song. For example, Jake Bahari, Jake Bahari. I don't actually, that's not a song, but for some reason that's in my brain, so it must mean something. So Addie's this kind of likable, warm, very relatable character. She does a lot of stupid things, she makes mistakes, but she's kind, she's a good friend, she's just a cool person. And Zoey, on the other hand, is the cool girl. She's the it girl everyone wants to be. She goes to this school and she has friends. She's popular. She's like good at everything. She's just kind of perfect. She's flawless. Of course she makes mistakes, but she's Zoe, so she's still perfect when doing that. She's the girl we all wanted to be. I know I wanted to be her. I remember I'm very pale, so I don't really tan. And I went out when I was like 12 in the summer to sunbathe just because Zoe did it in one of the episodes. And I was just like lying outside being like, this is so boring. She's got it. She's got the it factor. She's just perfect. But that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see perfection on screen. I want to see real, relatable underdogs. So I'm gonna give this point to Addie Singer, to Unfabulous, because Addie made us feel okay about ourselves, while Zoe made me feel inferior. Next category is setting, the setting of the shows, which are very important. They're very important because you live in this world when you're watching the show, and you just it kind of underlines the whole story and atmosphere, and it's world building, man. So, Unfabulous is set on the East Coast. And we don't really know much about where Unfabulous is set, but we know the school's called Rocky Road Middle School, which is a fantastic name. And they always hang out in this juice bar, this like smoothie juice bar. I feel like in every Nickelodeon show they have like a juice bar where the teens hang out. So maybe in the Nickelodeon universe, juice bars are like bars for children. They're the equivalent of going for a beer after work. So in Unfabulous, the setting isn't really that memorable. Couldn't really talk about it a lot. But in Zoey 101, we have PCA, Pacific Coast Academy, the Californian boarding school of all our dreams. This was the place we all wanted to go. It's like, would you rather be in Hogwarts or PCA? Who knows? It's this huge campus with like gorgeous modern buildings. Everyone has the same drinks. They all have these like colourful drinks. They all have the same motors, scooters. Why do I sound like I'm an alien? They all have the phones, the brands. Like, it's this whole universe they created. They even have merch like PCA t-shirts and PCA rucksacks or backpacks if you're at PCA. PCA has restaurants. PCA has a sushi restaurant. It has cafes, a cinema. It has all these opportunities to do sport. The beach is nearby. I just realised I'm not actually sure all these things exist on PCA, but that's like what my memory's telling me. So there's this whole beautiful universe that PCA offers, where you as a child, you were just obsessed with it. And I just thought, this is so far away from my life, which it was, and it still is. But I just wanted to be there so badly. It was so incredible. You just know all the PCA kids were rich as hell, because who can afford to go there? No one. Except rich people. And for me as a child, the most important thing were the bedrooms. Addie Singer's bedroom was cozy, it was nice. But Zoe's bedroom, she shared it with 2 flatmates. And it was such an integral part of my life. I based a lot of my interior design as a child on Zoey 101. Like, I painted my walls purple, pinkish purple, because she did in my childhood bedroom, and they still have that colour to this day. So I've got to give that point to Zoe as well. The setting's just immaculate. Next category is the supporting cast, the characters around the main characters. You know what the supporting cast is, but they were also like huge protagonists in the show. It's not like they were background characters. They had their own storylines. And in Unfabulous, we have Addie and her 2 best friends. We have Gina Fabiano, her best friend, who's very into fashion. She designs her own clothes that are often quite controversial and risque, and she gets into trouble because of them, so that's pretty cool. She's like a badass. I don't give a F. And then we have Zach Carter Swartz. What? I'm apparently struggling with that name. Zach, who's this cool dude. He's really into the environment and he's into basketball. And they're just this golden trio. They just stick together, they hang out, have a smoothie together, and do a lot of fun stuff. It's a nice friendship group. It's nice to follow them because they're all really interesting. I think out of the three of them, Addie's probably the more boring character, but the main character has to be boring so we can relate because we are boring. Then there was Addie's brother Ben, who I was in love with and also terrified of. He was like pranked her and they always had fights and it was stressful. It was stressful to watch. And then Addie's parents are also really lovely. So you kind of get to know Addie's life, Addie's family life, where she's from, why she is the way she is. So that was always quite nice to see. And you had the classical mean girls, Maris and Cranberry. They're cliches, you know, the mean girls. There always has to be a mean girl in a show apparently. But they were fun to watch. Definitely good fun. But the Zoey 101 cast was everything. They were a lot more important than the Unfabulous side cast. Like in Zoey 101, her friends had their own huge storylines as well, so it wasn't always just about Zoey. Zoey lives with two other girls and they kind of change throughout the seasons, but it starts with Dana and Nicole, and Dana's this kind of a bad bitch, baddie, doesn't give a fuck, and Nicole is kind of ditzy, clueless, fun character, and the trio is just iconic. You see their friendship, how they evolve, and it's good fun. Later they change and you have Lola, who's fun as well. She's quirky. I remember thinking, she's too pretty, I don't want her in the show, but she was nice. That was just my childhood insecurities speaking out, because Dana and Nicole were also gorgeous, so I don't know what I was talking about. Then you had the boys, the lads. You had Chase and Michael and Logan. They were the like boy group to the girl group, and Chase is just Zoe's best friend. He's fun and cool. And then you had Michael, who's like comedic relief and a very interesting character. And then you have Logan, the bad boy, the rich asshole. But he changes because people are complex, and so is Logan. And he's also very funny, comedic relief. So the boys were just fantastic. Another iconic character, Quinn Fabray. She starts out as this nerdy, loser, geeky girl, and then she's becomes so complex and so much more. And she opened all our eyes to the fact that being smart is cool. And of course, the most important character, the character that made me who I am today, Mark Del Figaro. Oof, he's just incredible. He always has like these huge salamis, very weird guy, but he got to date Quinn, so is he that weird? I've got to give this point to Zoey again. It's just a fantastic cast, you know. It can't be beaten. The last category is the romance category. In Unfabulous, you have the iconic couple Addie Singer and Jake Bahari. So Jake is Addie's crush in season 1, and they get together and they're like a couple for a while, and it's just, you root for them. They're very sweet. And she has this song, "You will never love me." As a kid I was like, damn, will he ever love her? And he did. But in season 2 she meets a different guy, Randy Klein, cool dude. And he was my personal fave. He was my crush. He's like in a cast, like a full body cast for a while. Can't remember why. I think he probably had an accident, but they get together and it's very romantic. But she chooses Jake, and I was always team Randy, so I wasn't super happy. And then you have Zoey. Zoey's romance with Chase. Oof, that was a slow burn. They were friends for ages. He always loved her. And then slowly she comes to love him too. And it's what you wanted as a viewer. You were always thinking, when will Zoey see how great Chase is? Took so long, and it was like the peak of the show was when they kissed. And it was beautiful, and they are soulmates, and it was meant to be. Maybe Chase is a bit too nice for Zoey. I don't know. I think she's maybe not quirky enough for him. But that's love. It's complex. It's complicated. The will they, won't they story with Chase and Zoey was just... I have to give Zoey 101 another point, I guess. The romance was just too good to be true. And there we have it. The clear winner of my weird ass video is Zoey 101. I have to say Unfabulous was very special to me as a kid, but for some reason it just didn't stick in my mind as much as Zoey did. Unfabulous had its kind of cozy, nice charm. Had good vibes. It was nice. It's like a little secret show. Well, it's not. I feel like millions of people watched it. But Zoey 101 somehow kind of stayed relevant. It's still talked about today by old ass people like me now who shouldn't be talking about children's shows. I think Zoey 101 was just a bit more unique with the setting and the crazy characters. Like, there's so many memorable things about the show. For example, I still have certain things in my head, like there's this poster Nicole makes of Yoey, for Zoey, and it says, "Yo, yo, Yoey, vote for Zoey." And like, I've brought that up in work meetings, rhyming stuff with Yoey, you know? Or the iconic rejected, rejected, yeah, you just got rejected song. I mean, we're all singing it still. Nothing's changed. We're all still 12. I have to give it to Zoey. I have to give it to Zoey 101. But if you have time, watch it both. Life is short. Watch Unfabulous and Zoey 101. Yes, that was my video. I hope you had good fun. And if you want to subscribe, like and subscribe. I make bookish and filmish and show content. And I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments because they're always top notch. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll speak to you soon. On the phone. No, not on the phone. Goodbye.